Welcome everyone to another Modeling with Stella Small Talk as a part of our Modeling with Stella video series by Pedro Almaguer and Richard Turnock. By the end of this video, you are going to be able to build a chemical reaction Stella model that will allow you to make your insights in a lab-like environment. So stay tuned. Our agenda for this small talk will include defining a chemical equation, defining the reaction rate math for this equation, and at last we're going to build a simple Stella model and a graphical interface that will allow us to play. So let's get started. You can define a chemical equation as a compound A that is converting to a new compound B, and this could be expressed like this. You have A transforming to B. That's simple, right? Now let's get a look to the math. The rate at which this reaction proceeds will depend on several things. Among these factors we have the rate constant K and the initial amount of compound A expressed as A0. In a differential form, these equations are delta A over delta T that equals minus K times A, and the other equation would be delta B over delta T equals K times A. Notice that there is a change in symbols in these equations that we will talk about later on. This can also be written as an integrated rate equations, and these equations are A equals the initial amount of A times e to the minus K times T, and B equals the initial amount of A multiplied by 1 minus e to the minus K times T. Now we have reached to the model design part of this video, and we're going to go to Stella software to build this model. Our model will have two stock icons that will represent compound A and compound B, and a flow icon that will be called reaction. This flow will have the formula that will explain the chemical reaction. Then we will need a converter to hold the value for the rate constant K, which will have the same name, and finally we will connect everything with the connector icon. This will show the mathematical dependence on the above equation. Now let's get hands to it and build this model. In Stella, we can have a graphical interface that provides us with two main things. The first one, a graph of the behavior of the two components, A and B in time, and a table view of the result of each variable in time. The other component is the control panel that will allow us to run the model and to change the value of the rate constant K. We will be using a slider input device for that function. This is how the model will interface will be. Now let's get to Stella and build this up. Now you have a simple chemical equation model with a graphical interface that can help you to view how to a slight change in K could change the time that it takes to this reaction to happen. You can now play with different values of K without the need to make on hand every function. And this is only a basic model. In following videos, you can learn more things to do complex models. Well, we have reached the end of this video, and I want to share with you a quote from Carl Jung that says, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." So, thank you everyone for your time and building. See you next time. Bye.